Hello and welcome to the 8th video of my Tomb Raider The Last Revelation Any Glitchless speedrun tutorial. We are in the home stretch. This is the second to last area. This will be going over the small pyramid percent region of the game, which includes the levels the Sphinx Complex, Underneath the Sphinx, Menkaure's Pyramid, and inside Menkaure's Pyramid. And it's going to end right as we enter the Master Boss. And with that, let's get into our item routing recap of Small Pyramid. First up is the meds, and we're actually getting to the point in the run where we don't really have to pick anything else up. We're not really going to pick anything else up at all for the rest of the run other than one item, and we actually don't even use any meds in this area. We do use a couple of each, shotgun shells and explosive crossbow ammo. We do use a decent bit of normal grenade ammo, and we actually run entirely out of it, but no super grenade until next area. In this area, we pick up our last item pickup of the run, which is a flare pack, and we also use a decent bit of flares. And that will conclude our item routing recap of Small Pyramid percent. So now with that out of the way, at the start of this level, we want to press 5 to pull out the grenade launcher, and we sprint this way, and two guys are going to spawn, and we're going to shoot as soon as we get a lock on the first guy. That'll blow both of them up, and we can go pick up the key that he had. Now here we're going to want to go and turn like this, and against this wall there is a keyhole, but when you're using this keyhole, don't save it while you're using it like this. Don't go and save the game and then use the keyhole. Because then if you have to reload, she's going to put the key in, but it won't open the door, and you'll be soft locked. There's nothing you can do. So go over here and put the key in the keyhole, and we're going to pull out the grenade launcher again. Now we're going to do something a little interesting here. A couple more ninjas are going to spawn, and if we go wide around this way and jump up to here, we're going to see that there's a ninja here and a ninja over here. Now we're actually going to want to kill both of these ninjas with the use of one grenade, two birds with one stone. We can actually hide from this right ninja by sprinting and then turning and staying against this wall and then jumping up. And that causes that ninja to jump across over to this side because he doesn't see us because we're coming up alongside that wall. So to show it one more time, we put the key in, grab our grenade launcher, we want to be quick, sprint this way and make the 90-degree turn, hug it for a second, then turn back, jump and shoot, and you'll blow up both of them. And then you can continue and jump and push this lever, spam look to cancel the camera, and you can do a running jump, and over to the other side where there's another lever, and pull this one. Again, another camera will show up so you can draw guns. And then running jump over to here, and then sprint over to this door that opened. And when we go through this, we're actually going to want to turn to the right, and we're going to try and make a jump over to that way. We're going to jump along this area so we can land on a kind of a flat part over there. So we want to turn and hug this wall, and then jump before we fall down and land right here. Kind of on this invisible platform. Yeah, it looks a little weird, but it's not a glitch. You walk on invisible platforms in Tomb Raider a lot. It's kind of intended, and so it's just the geometry of the level. That's how they built this, and so they accidentally left this full block here that we can stand on with no texture. Not a glitch, just a visual quirk. So we can come over here and jump and do a running jump off of that like this, and then go over this way. But that might mess you up a little bit. It might be better to jump a little later and then standing jump over if you're a little scared of doing a running jump. Then we can come down here, and now we have an extra med. Right here on this platform, we have a large med that we can go and pick up like this, and then continue to jump over here with a walk, run, jump. And that is an extra large med. If you're low on meds and you need some for the end game, you have a large med here. This is not included in the item routing recap. So we come through here, turn this way, jump over here. You can sprint a little or do a running jump, and then jump down here and pull out the shotgun, and then do 2 shots on this guy to kill him, and land over here at this door and open it. Now we want to draw pistols, and we want to sprint and dive roll into shooting to shoot out this grate. This can be a little weird to get used to, so just grab the pistols and then sprint and then hold duck to get the dive and then shoot while you're diving, and you should be able to break it and then just crawl through the corner like that. and then keep crawling this way, and then we're gonna have to break another crate. Great. So we actually also want to break a crate. There's this crate on the right side, there's one left and the one on the right side, and we want to break that one on the right while also breaking this grate in front of us. So we're gonna want to get here and then turn slightly angled right so we're facing that second crate a little into the room, and then press and hold guns to then crouch up like this and pull out the guns, and then shoot one bullet, and you can see we'll break both the grate and the crate in one shot, just like that. And then we can put them away and then go forward and then grab the grenade launcher, turn and shoot the guy in here, and then go and pick up the item that was inside the crate. Now we can sprint this way and go and pull this lever to open the door, turn to the left and jump up to here, and then sprint over to this way. And now we're gonna jump back over to that invisible platform that we used to get over here. To go jump on this platform, I usually try and jump around here. So I turn, make this jump, sprint this way, and then jump right around there, middle of the tile or so, and you can do a running jump off the platform over to here. This can be a little tricky. It's certainly scary because if you fail, you fall down and die. If you jump too late, something like this, you're not going to be able to jump because you'll fall off that platform. And if you jump on the earlier side, like at the start of the tile like this, you're going to land on the slope and then falling down again. So just get used to where you're jumping from, do some practice, jump a little past the middle of the tile, but not too late, and you should be able to fit in a running jump like this, and then we can head over to here. Now next, the actual fastest way is to use a flare and flare cancel, which is what I use in the routing. I pull a flare here, and then do a running jump down to this platform, and late grab, and flare cancel, and then turn and sprint and jump over to here and up. Maybe you don't want to use a flare here because it's a little difficult and it doesn't save too much time. There is a flare in the last region of the game that I skip using in the routing because it's faster, but it's a lot easier to use the flare, so you can replace that there if you want. I'll mention that in that tutorial. But here, if you don't want to use a flare, you want to get down to this platform here and do a running jump over to there, and then head over to there. The sequence without the flare looks something like this, where we go about this normally. But then when we go over here, we do a few steps and then jump and land down here, and then do a running jump and land over here where we can turn and then do a jump and a jump up like what the flare route did. So the flare route just skips that little jump down onto the platform and whatnot. Saves very little time. Yes, it's faster, but if you don't like it, you can use this flare in the next area. We'll go over that then. After getting up here, we want to turn and then sprint this way to the right over to here. Now there is this tile in front of me that spawns some ninjas over this way. We can avoid these ninjas or spawn them and hope they don't interfere with us too much. I would recommend avoiding them. So this tile in front of us, we can jump around it on the slope to the right. When you get over here, you can do a jump around, curve like this, and land over here. Then when you head over to this way, there are no enemies, no ninjas or anything to get in our way. Meanwhile, if we run over that tile and then just down here like this, we can turn this way, and there you go, there are two ninjas. And now from here, we are gonna have to go and shoot this box and then try and pick up this item. But then you get attacked by the ninjas and take damage. You might have to use a med, so it's a little RNG. It might be a bad idea. It saves time though, because you're not doing that jump curve around the tile, but it's very little time loss. I would recommend trying to skip these ninjas. So again, it'll look like this, where you sprint this way and then stop and then do a curve around and land on the slope down here. So then you can turn and do a running jump, and then there are no ninjas because we jumped around the tile. Shoot this box, roll onto it and pick up the stick. And then sprint a little bit, jump onto here, jump up onto the Sphinx's arm, and then jump again to land on the slope, to land down here. And then we want to go in the inventory. And now it doesn't matter if you go left or right because it's actually the same number of items either way, depending on, I guess, if you have meds or not. But for the most part, it hits the same number of items either way. So go left or right, you have to go all the way to the other side and wrap around to the metal blade or the one handle. And then you just have to combine these, just normal down, combine, spam action stuff. And then use the shovel, and Lara digs up this hole in the Sphinx. And this will actually bring us to Underneath the Sphinx. So after that cutscene plays out, you want to roll, fall down the hole and roll again, and then jump, twist, and roll again, and back hop into the trigger tile for the end of the level. And now we're underneath the Sphinx. So from here, we want to sprint forward and dive, and then do a running jump like this right before you enter the room, because you get this flyby, and you can just try and get into the room as far as you possibly can by jumping. Now when we're in here, there are these two bowls, and if you get close to the bowls and try and head towards those buttons from the front, well, you're gonna get met with some angry bulls that wake up that want to kill you. Normally, casually, you're supposed to throw them into these cages when they start chasing you. You're supposed to get them in there and whatnot, but we're not doing that, obviously. You can just avoid their tiles. If you just go around and don't go to the buttons that way, you can avoid the trigger tiles by going around. So we start by going around this way. And we're going to press the bird first. And then side flip left, and then press these two sails. And then press the triangle. And then hold action and press the triangle again. And then again to the bird. And side flip left back to the sails. And now after these buttons, the buttons break your action. So you want to wait a second, draw guns, make sure that your action's not broken, and then turn and start sprinting. And we can turn to the right here, and this right gate will be the one that is open. Trying to memorize the buttons is a bit annoying, so maybe you can put them in your splits. I've seen people do that, or have it written down somewhere. I just memorize them. I honestly don't think it's too bad to memorize. You'll see when it gets there, but at the start we want to go right, left, middle, and then middle, right, left. So remember that one at least. The next ones I don't think are that hard to remember because they're pretty easy. But once we do open this first gate, we want to go into here, and this is actually going to be the water maze. So jump over here to this and jump over here to this. Be careful in this area because that is a big pit you can fall and die in. And then go and fall into the water maze on this side. And now, there's not much I really have to say because you literally just have to memorize where to go in the maze. So I'm just going to follow where I'm supposed to go in the maze. And I really have nothing to say, so I'm not going to bore you out by talking over the maze. I will speed it up, and you can slow the video down if you want to watch what happens in the maze in real time. So here is the video, and I will see you again at the end of the maze. And that concludes the end of the water maze. From here, we want to do a running jump back to this platform down here, and then jump up the slope, and then sprint this way and turn left to head back to the buttons. Now this is one of the easy ones to remember. Just do a row along to the left over towards the next thing that we want to do. So again, go, turn, and just do the row going to the left, like this. And then guess where the gate is that we're gonna go? To the left. Make sure your action isn't broke. Go this way to the left, and then go to this right gate here. And then sprint, 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 and then jump up this slope. And now we need to jump up over there to the right. The fastest way is to jump to the right through the corner with a curve, and you can get up here like this. But that's actually kind of difficult and scary, because if you kind of mess it up a little bit, you'll land on the slope and you're dead. So either save and go for this difficult jump, or you can just do a straight running jump across over to here, and then curve and do a running jump up like this, and that's a lot easier and less dangerous, and doesn't lose much time. After that, we want to head to this crawl space to the right, try and dive into it, and then we're going to crawl to the left, and then take this first right, And then you should be able to just keep crawling kind of straight for a while. This level is actually one of the most boring in the run, at least in most people's opinions, because there's just a lot of, water maze, crawling here, crawling this. It's really boring with not much to do. So pull this lever that opens the gate to get out, and then go back, go crouch again, and then take the same way back. And now we're gonna have to go over to the other crawl space across the way, and that is where we're going to get the stone. So again, back to the left, and then turn back to the right to get to the main area. Get out of the crawl, and then sprint over to the other side. Again, try and dive in. And dive in and take this left turn. And then we're gonna, again, take the next left turn, and the stone's just gonna be right in here. So keep turning while crawling. Press guns to get up a little bit, pick up the stone, and then turn 3 times to turn back around and start crawling again. And then now go back the same way we came in, so right turns this time. And keep turning, turning right. And then again, get out of the crawl space. And then now we want to jump back, so just jump back to where we were before right here. And you can jump back down here and keep going. So now we want to leave and then turn all the way around to head back to the buttons. And guess what? That's why it's easy to remember. This time, just do the row going down the other way. And then guess where we're going to go after doing this one? It's going to be back over to the right side. So this is why I said it's not the hardest to remember all these. You're not remembering a new combination every time. It's just kind of like, oh, go along and go along. So now we go this way and go to the middle one. This one's easy. Just sprint a little and dive, jump over the little canyon, and then do this one on the left. This will open the gate to get back. Backflip twist, and then do this one on the right, and this is where the stone is. Backflip twist, and then sprint this way and dive over the hole, and then sprint some more. Now sprint back to the buttons, dive, and then sprint, and then now this time we actually have to go to the middle. This is another one to remember. So we want to do the middle button first, and then turn left and do this button, and then side flip right and do the last button. And then we want to go to the left. Then we want to go this way, and now this is important. We want to pick up these flares. Do not forget these flares. I've done it before in the run. Pick up these flares next to his dead body. We'll need some more flares for the end game. And then sprint this way, and then draw a flare, and we want to late jump here, and jump and grab and land down here with a cancel. Now this jump is kind of tricky for multiple reasons. One of them is because you think maybe you want to jump from the right because we're a little higher on the right. And also if you look down, the platform we're going to is, there's more places to land on the right side closer to us because it's kind of a slope more on the left side. But the problem is the low ceiling. If you jump onto the right side, you're going to hit your head really fast and you won't be able to make it onto the platform. So more of the idea is to jump more from the middle or leftish and then curve to the right and grab to land on the flat part over here. This will take some practice to get used to. It's a hard jump and make sure to save for it. You don't really want to die here. Flare cancel and run into here. Word of warning, sometimes the game will crash here. It shouldn't really happen in any percent runs because you're saving and loading the game and whatnot. I mean, it can crash here. Just make sure you have a save game. I've only had it crash here one time. But yeah, the game can crash when you enter this room. And sometimes I think shooting the crocodiles can affect it. It's really weird. But anyway, just go around this room, going into all these holes and pulling that lever. Try not to sprint into the water like this because it'll slow you down. You'll get stuck. And now here, doing this last one, opens a hole in the middle. We want to draw a flare and roll into the hole and throw a flare to cancel the stumble to pick up the stone. Saves like half a second, but a little over half a second, so it's worth it. And then sprint, dive through the water and coming back this way. And then now getting back up is also difficult. Now we want to jump from this right side as far right as we can get and then try and grab the ledge up there. But the ledge is lower on the left, so the left is a little better to jump at than the right. So again, crazy, weird, stupid jump. Don't let the crocodiles attack you here. So it's basically just trying to jump super late and kind of aim more to the left side because it's lower, grab, and hope she grabs and get up. And now sprint, and now we're going to make our way to near the end of the level. So sprint this way, dive roll over this hole, and then sprint onto this slope and jump over this hole. And then now we're just going to put the stones in all of their respective receptacles. So put in this stone and then backflip twist to this one. And then we're going to side flip to the right to go to the next receptacle. Sometimes you might have to try multiple times because the bats push you around horribly and they'll push you away. Again, backflip twist to put the last one in. And now we have some monkey bars to do, so turn and sprint this way. And then turn again and jump and grab the monkey bars and then swing over here. Again, watch for the bats knocking you around when you're trying to jump up and grab the monkey bars. They can be annoying. So keep going, and then drop down. And then now we have to pick up these important items. Turn left and pick up this one, and then sprint across and roll and pick up this one. Turn all the way around and roll onto this one. And then sprint across and roll onto the last one to pick this one up, and the gate will open. And then we can sprint over this way past the gate. Now this next room is like a weird blade trap room, and it can be really annoying, and Lara gets pushed around a lot when you take damage. It can be weird and disorienting and mess you up. So when I do this, I like to jump about... So when I do this, I like to jump at about the interface between these two tiles. So right about here. So if I turn and jump about there, then I'll land in the middle, and I can do a running jump across like this with not too much interference. Maybe jump a little before the interface of the tiles. It's kind of a weird room. Just get used to trying to jump and land in the middle of the room where there's none of those spikes. So again, more monkey bar, fall down, and then sprint this way and curve to the left and dive into the end level trigger. So before I move on to the next level, I figured it would be a good idea to put every one of the button combinations that we do in this level all in one spot in order to be easy to look at in case you want to write it down, put some in your splits or whatever to remember them, make sure you can do it when you get here. So obviously we have R, L, and M for right, left, and middle button. And as a preface, just to say the preliminary is the very first three that we do. That opens that gate that we don't go into till the very end. And if you don't do that one first, the game doesn't like it. So make sure to do that first. And then so the first gate is the combination that opens the first gate we actually go through. So we do the preliminary and first gate, one right after another, right at the start. And then obviously from here, the second and third gate, I'd say are easy to remember. And then the fourth gate is middle, left, right. So here's all those combinations for you to have in one spot. Make sure to remember them, write them down, do whatever you need. I hope that this helped. Now this brings us to Menkaure's pyramid. We're going to want to sprint to the right and then curve to the left to jump up here. And then we can actually jump twist to land on the slope and then jump off of it to curve up here. Pull a flare, turn and roll, and then turn to be straight and jump and grab this up here and use the flare to cancel the stumble, run to the edge and climb up. Now from here we want to turn and run this way and then run to the right and avoid the scorpion and jump across over to here. Again, you're going to need to watch out. There's slopes, you can easily fall down, and when you do fall down, you're dead. So this sequence will look something like this. Sprint this way and jump to the left, curve around to the right, and then jump late right here to land here. And then from here, keep holding forward, pull out the explosive, and kill this guy. And now we again are going to have a little difficult of a jump. We want to jump and land on that slope right there. I recommend a lot of saves in this area because it can be quite unforgiving. So if you jump late and to the right, we can jump up and land on the slope like this and jump over to here. Again, you want to save because you can easily fail this and fall down like this. If you jump off the slope instantly, you can curve to the right and then curve back to the left and do a running jump on this tile, and then sprint over to here to this door and open it up. Now we're going to want to pull out our grenade launcher and shoot 3 grenades into these two. That'll kill the dude. You have to kill the scorpion. If you don't kill the scorpion, things will go bad quick. And then roll onto this key pickup and leave. Jump over this scorpion and then run over to this wall and then walk against it and then jump and grab. If you don't take a second to walk against the wall, she's not perfectly against the wall for some reason. The geometry here is weird. So when you jump to grab, she won't actually grab initially, and you'll have a good chance of that scorpion catching up and attacking you and maybe poisoning you if you don't grab instantly. So run against the wall and then walk against it to make sure she's fully against the wall and then jump and grab. And now here there is a very difficult strategy. We can do a strategy where we can land kind of on the edge of the slope that we used to get in this area and then roll off of it to then make it onto this slope and over to here like this. This is very, very risky and dangerous. I don't do this in my run. It's very tough. I never was able to get it consistently because it requires very precise timing and a precise location here. If you want to try and do this, I'll explain it quick. You want to look at Lara's shadow, and right now Lara's shadow is up on the slope close to me, and if we're over here, it's down lower. You want to get it to a point where it's barely not on the slope. So keep going right, and then there, it's up on the slope, and then tap left and let go of action, and keep repositioning Lara like this until the shadow is as close to being up on the slope as it can be without actually being up there. And now here you're right between the tiles, and then you can get up, backflip twist, and then press right and roll at the right time, and then you can land right on the edge of the slope and make your way over to here like this. Now again, I don't recommend this. I didn't even do this. Maybe you want to do it for fun, who knows. But it only saves 6 seconds, and that's if you do it perfectly nearly and without having to load the game because you died. So normally what we do is just keep on shimmying right past that, and this is why it saves time, because you avoid all these shimmies. But you want to head all the way over to this way, and then the left side of this tile I'm on now, so about here, we want to let go and then backflip twist and hold up and right to go this way to the right, and now we're here where we're supposed to be. Now from here we can do a running jump over this way and then jump late on this tile all the way down to here to barely make it here without a stumble. In runs in the past, people would go up here and then grab a flare and then jump all the way down here and flare cancel, because it's a lot easier of a jump. But trying to maximize the flare cancels to be as good as possible, we now skip this one, and you can jump really late here, and if you aim for the left side of this region down here, you're less likely to clip this slope right here because the slope is higher up on the right. So make sure to jump late and aim for the low left side of this platform down here, and then you can sprint a little and come up to climb up here, turn, and then just do standing jumps up like this, and jump over to here and turn left and try not to get caught by the beetle, and use the keys that we got on this door here. That's going to open the door, and we can sprint down the incline into the end level. Now from here, we want to sprint down this way, avoid the axes, and we're going to want to pull out the crossbow. Drop down here, press look to go into the sight, and then hit the star with the crossbow explosive like this. Grab a flare, and then as soon as you step up, turn and jump down here to flare cancel and come down into this room, which is the dreaded ropes. These ropes suck a lot. There's not too much hints you can give about them. There's no secret sauce to make these ropes really easy and good. The best we have is to just kind of go for it. So you can do jump here kind of late, not too late. And I just usually hold forward and sprint and action when I'm on them to try and make her go as far as possible. I don't know if it works or not. I just hold buttons. For these double ropes on this first one, we can jump a little sooner. Don't jump right at the end. If we jump as late as possible, you'll get a higher grab than you want, and you might not get a long enough swing to grab the next rope. So jump not quite at the end, but still quite late, and you'll grab really low on the rope, and then you can jump to the next one. And then you can do kind of this action spam where you'll fall down the rope like this. But if you do it too much, you'll fall all the way down and die. So again, jump, grab the rope, swing, and jump at the apex, and then action spam to the bottom. If you get close enough to the bottom, you can press sprint, and she'll get a good swing in. A good enough swing that you can jump off right away like this. Sometimes maybe you're a little higher like this, and then you go for it, and then your swing isn't good enough. You're like, ah, shit, that's a slow swing. I'm kind of high on the rope. So just wait a little longer for it to swing further, and then you can still make it. The best outcome typically is to grab the lowest you can and then swing like this. And seemingly sometimes when you press sprint for her to swing after you get to the bottom of the rope, sometimes she swings backwards and sometimes she swings forward. I'm not sure what causes which one, but if she swings forward and you get a strong, powerful swing, you can make it all the way over to here in that one swing. So that good outcome will look something like this. Jump onto this rope, jump onto the next one, action spam to the bottom, and then boom, you get a forward swing with good momentum instead for some reason. Land over here and sprint up and pull this lever. That's about the best ropes that you can do for a double rope like we have here. Get onto the first one, first swing off the first one onto the second one, action spam to the bottom, press sprint, and then get a forward swing with enough momentum to jump off. Sometimes she back swings, sometimes you don't get enough momentum, you have to wait for the next swing. These ropes are a pain in the ass. It's really takes a little bit of practice. Once you understand what's going on, just hope they go well. So then coming back here, we want to grab the rope again and do about the exact same thing back. This I didn't get too far of a swing forward, but this time I will. So you just do the exact same thing back. Although coming back, you might have to watch out. If you're coming back really quick, sometimes that rope is kind of on its backswing. So if we're coming back from this lever, if you jumped off the last rope with a good momentum, and you went and pulled the lever fast, backflip twisted and sprinted down to come back as fast as you can, do a jump, you can hit this rope when it's on its backswing. So the rope will still be swinging when you're coming back, and you can hit it on the backswing and grab it higher than you want. So that's something to watch out for. And then when you grab it higher, you might not be able to make it to the next rope with a grab like that. But for the most part, going back and forth is nearly the same. Action spam. And then this was a pretty bad one. I'm not at the bottom of the rope. This won't make it. Don't try and go for it when you have low momentum like that, because you won't make it. You'll just die and lose time. Wait for the next swing and then go. And then heading over this way. It's literally the exact same process. Jump, grab the rope. Go grab the next rope. Action spam. That was a pretty good one. Got a backswing this time. That's okay. Jump off. And then this time sprint forward and climb up here. Now we want to sprint behind this guy, just kind of act like he's not there, and grab this. Now here I like to hold flare and spam look, because you get a camera, cancels the camera, and then pulls the flare out, and then backflip twist and sprint down here and flare cancel. And then sprint, and then jump again here, and then we're gonna do again, ropes back, exact same procedure. Just like this. That time again, I wasn't as low on the rope as I could be. Not enough momentum, don't jump yet. Wait till the second swing. And now jump. And then sprint back this way, and now we have one more rope to do, the single rope. Jump late. Grab the single, jump off. And now we are done with the ropes, thankfully. Go this way. Climb up on the left side so we can easily side flip out of this little pit. Sprint up the stairs and then turn right to jump up here, and then sprint dive down this ramp. Light a flare so we can see in the dark and to flare cancel later. Sprint down this hallway, stop and turn, and then sprint this way. And then stop right here to jump and grab, and again flare cancel the stumble and jump and climb up here. From here we want to turn and sprint this way, sprint to the left of the scorpion and turn and jump into this little alcove where the button is, push the button, then turn and backflip twist and do running jumps over to here and climb up this pyramid. And now we're going to go into this pyramid, and where you want to roll down and then do fake grabs off of this ladder like this. Watch out, this ladder can be a little touchy sometimes, and you grab and she doesn't grab. So you fall to your death, so just watch out for that. And then go this way. Jump and grab these monkey bars and swing, swing, swing this way. And then typically the timing of the axes here are after you get off the monkey bar, you can just run straight, jump, and grab on the right side. And then again, you can just turn this way and jump on the right side. The timing should be the same every time if you do it correctly. And then on this last axe, go to the left side like this. As long as you do this pretty normally, you should get those same axe timings every time. Sprint this way and pull down this cord. Now you're going to get a different axe timing on this last one here, so I recommend just going and stopping here about a tile away, waiting for it to swing away, and then doing the run and jump. Other than that, these axes aren't too big of a problem. Now again, more monkey bars, jump and grab, and swing this way. Now this time we're going to have another flare cancel, so let go at the flat part, and then we want to sprint forward and then curve to the right and dive roll, so we're going down the middle of the slope like that. It's important you sprint to the left and then curve right and hit that wall. As you can see, I'm hitting that wall on the left side, and that's what's helping me curve the dive to the right to nearly the middle of the slope. So curve, dive, pull a flare as you jump and land on the slope below, fake grab, and then flare cancel to go. If you draw a flare earlier, like here, because of all the flare canceling shenanigans, you're actually not going to be able to get a normal flare cancel. Just like that. So the best way is to dive down the middle, jump right at the end, grab the flare, and then flare cancel down here and run forward. This is still pretty dangerous and scary though, because if you jump too early, then you can land in these spikes, instant death. So this sequence takes some practice. It's not too difficult or nasty, but just give it some practice. Everything should be good. Flare cancel and then sprint to the end of this, and then we're back in the Sphinx Complex. Go forward and climb out of this pit. And now we're going to head over to this way, and this will actually be the end of Small Pyramid %. We're going to go and open this door right here, which will bring us into the Masta Boss. And the Masta Boss is the end of this area. So let's turn and sprint into here, and that is the end of Small Pyramid. And you actually can't go back. If you try and go back in the Sphinx, it blocks you. So yeah, that is the end of Small Pyramid. Masta Boss marks the beginning of the last area %, Big Pyramid %, which we will be getting into next video. It's one of my favorite areas, so I hope you enjoy it. It's really fun. And that will be the end of this extremely long tutorial. So one video left. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I hope you are enjoying this game. I will see you for the final video of this tutorial. See you then.